Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Almost halfway to the week. I see some chatting in here about the weather. Hot as hell already. You better believe it. I've been in here chatting. Who did I miss? Magenta just made it in. I'm grateful for you too. Nana, Rexy, Izzy, Bob. Is everybody's weather cooperating? I just can't believe we haven't had any tornadoes. We've had some bad thunderstorms, but not anything like we're used to. Hello, Crime Story Diva. Ilyanka made it in. DT's in. Tiff! This case is Tiffany's jam. Let me tell you. I wasn't going to do anything with this case, and Tiffany was like, Brooks, we have to talk about Sarah. And I had heard about it several years ago, and I was like, yeah, let me see what's going on. I couldn't take my eyes off of it. I couldn't. Our girl Sarah, she never lets us down, let me tell you. The Boone's Farm Barbie, drinking out of spigots, straddling rose bushes, asking officers for Dr. Peppers and cigarettes as if she's at a Chili's. She is something else. But now we're coming down the pike. Next month is her trial, and it seems to me that she's getting nervous, a little desperate. She's wanting to testify. I'm here for it. Because don't think we're not going to stream every minute of that trial. I mean, every second of it. I can't wait. I wish we could vote on whether she takes the stand or not. In one of her letters to the judge, she said, I wonder what popular platform will cover me next. Here we are. Here we are, Sarah. Here we are. She said, shout out to my supporters. Woo! Woo! Tracy said she might go to her trial. And what we can say for certain, and we have covered a lot of cases on this channel, if anyone should have just shut their mouth and lawyered up, it would be Sarah. It would be Sarah. Because we can all tell what happened. I mean, hell, she was so hung over, still drunk from the night before the next day. Like I said, she was straddling rose bushes and sucking the county water out of the side of the apartment building. Wiping off her mouth with her t-shirt and stuff. If anybody should have just not said a word and gotten an attorney, she would not be in this mess. Well, now we're writing letters to the judge. Here's one sample, and we're going to get to the rest of them. Of course, we're going to do a little bit of the backstory for people that are new to this. Seems our girl Sarah, our straight A student Sarah, let me clean my glasses. Good old Boone's Farm Barbie. Didn't even remember she made a recording after sharing only one bottle of wine. Let me tell you something. One bottle of wine wouldn't tickle her liver at all. We know there was a lot more alcohol going on. Mama She, thank you for the super sticker. Russian Aloha said, Sarah, not intentional, Boone. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional. Slim said box of wine. That's what I'm talking about. With a straw. All right. So she is now a constitutional lawyer. Okay. She's breaking it all down for the judge. You see, when you're an overachiever like Sarah, or like Tiffany, who can't breathe and left me a super sticker, Straight A Sarah, overachiever Sarah, Sarah who has succeeded at everything in her life, is breaking it down for the judge. When you are someone of this echelon, okay, when you are someone of this caliber of brilliance, you have to get on the same level as the judge. Don't deal with those pesky attorneys. You go mano a mano with the judge. Okay? Don't forget, she got straight A's in middle school. She is saying, she's asking the judge directly, why are you allowing / enabling my constitutional rights to be continuously violated? Question mark. This is my favorite part. This is my favorite part. Thank you, Mama She. She said, that's my name. Don't wear it out. Good old Sarah. That's my name. Don't wear it out. I need it for tomorrow. Why are you enabling my constitutional rights to be continuously violated? So this is where she starts spitting facts. Okay? She's spitting facts. And she's schooling the judge. She said, history lesson for everyone. ... First Amendment is being violated. Fourth Amendment is being violated. Fifth Amendment is being violated. Sixth Amendment is being violated. Eighth Amendment is being violated. And her 14th Amendment. Woo! Woo! Didn't realize anybody asked her to house soldiers during wartime. But okay. She says, why am I being judged for my legitimate letters I write in order to know the status of my case or attorney? And how much longer before something substantial occurs in the progress of 3.3 years later, other than the inappropriate prejudgments being made due to the excessive amount of any case information online? Bigger and meaner fabrications of any case-sensitive details. Wow. Well, I tell you what, the judge has not answered her. Then she got super pissed. She got super pissed because they didn't scan her letters front and back. So she had to rewrite all that out. She even said in one letter, how many pens do I have to wear through? Yeah, how many? Give the ink a break. So she chastised the clerk for not doing the job correctly. Scan it front and back is what she said. She has a right to be heard. Let's get to the comments and we're going to do a quick recap and then get to more letters. I should have named this show Letters from Sarah with some tranquil music in the back. Whist said Sarah did not do CPR on him. She knew he had been dead for hours. She made sure of that. In my jaded opinion, he was suffering long before she ever went to sleep, if she ever did. I've wondered about that myself, and I have a feeling at trial, they're going to throw more intention on her than she's bargaining for. Running Buck said, in quotes, my boyfriend is dead. No emotion, just matter-of-factly. What the hell is up with suitcases lately? I could literally see her sitting there and not following his instructions on how to give CPR. Hide and seek has changed one hell of a lot since I was a kid. Yeah, think about it. It's not really hide and seek where you know where the hider is. You're looking right at the suitcase. You hear him in there going, Sarah, Sarah. That's not hide and seek because you know where he's at. Indigo Moon said this case is absurd, almost to the point of hilarity. Like it can't be real, but it is. And I think that is our sentiments exactly. It's like, while we know it is very, very serious because this man is dead, he is dead. It's like it can't be real. It can't be real. I still want to know, how'd she get old boy into the suitcase? How? Who could talk anyone into that? Good morning, Extra AF. I see Gaelic Girl made it in. I see Angel made it in. Let's look at this. For those that aren't 100% familiar with it.
Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Sarah Boone.
Sarah Boone stood before a judge today, accused of committing one of the most bizarre murders in recent Central Florida history, accused of zipping her boyfriend into a suitcase, then leaving him to suffocate to death.
You were arrested for second-degree murder. There is probable cause.
It happened at the apartment the two shared off Goldenrod Road in Winter Park this past weekend. Here's Sarah's side of the story, that she and her boyfriend, George Torres Jr., were putting together a puzzle while drinking Chardonnay wine, then decided to play a game of hide and seek.
I don't know what you guys did over the weekend, but how many of you said to your significant other, I've got a suitcase, a bottle of wine, and a puzzle. Ready to get down? No. No.
Boone told investigators Torres willingly got into the suitcase, that they were laughing when she zipped it up. But because two of George's fingers were able to stick out of the suitcase, Boone thought he could get out. So she went to bed, woke up the next morning, and found her boyfriend right where she left him, in the suitcase, dead. But the video investigators got off Boone's cell phone tells another story. In the video, deputies hear Torres inside the suitcase saying, I can't breathe. You hear Boone reply, yeah, that's what you do when you choke me, and that's what I feel when you cheat on me. One of the last images on the phone was video of George pushing on the suitcase in an attempt to get out. An autopsy done on Torres also showed he had injuries, bruises to his shoulder and to his head, busted lip, and long fingernail scratches down his back.
Now then, I cannot wait for her to take the stand because we already know how she's going to explain the long fingernail scratches down his back. And I'm here for it. Guys, I'm here for it. Now, the bruise on his shoulder, head, busted lip. Well, again, we got all day, Sarah. I want to hear it all. I want to hear it all, Sarah. True Crime with Shannon. Hang on. True Crime with Shannon said, I think she threw him down the stairs in the suitcase. I do too. Angel P said, I can honestly say I have never got it on with a suitcase involved. Don't knock it till you try it, Angel. You only live once. That's what Sarah says.
In Orange County, Michelle Meredith, Rush 2 News.
Now in court today, the judge ordered Boone be held without bond.
Woo! Woo! Sarah, you wildcat. Puzzles, suitcases, one bottle of Chardonnay, which we know wouldn't do too much for her metabolism, if you know what I mean. That'd be like drinking a Tang. That'd be like a V8 for her. One bottle of Chardonnay, that's 4 glasses. Nobody that's sucking down the county water from the side of the apartment building just had one bottle of Chardonnay. It goes on and on. Besides all of these puzzles they were doing arts and crafts, painting. Such a Renaissance woman, our Boone's Farm Barbie is. What the hell? What the hell? Magenta said, Brooks, I'm going to piss my pants today. Whew. Get ready. Get ready, because you haven't seen nothing yet. Because I'm going to recap her sucking down the county water from the spigot on the side of the apartment building. Because if I was those deputies, I would have taken that body cam footage, I would have sent it to Saturday Night Effing Live and been like, pay me, because you can't make this up. Let's get to the 911 call, because the Oscar goes to, if you know what I mean.
911, what is the location of your emergency? 4748 Brent Court.
Is this a police or medical?
My boyfriend is dead.
Okay, send a line for the fire department. Do not hang up.
Listen to her. She is so annoyed. She is so annoyed that she's having to make this phone call. 911, what's your emergency? My boyfriend's dead. My boyfriend's dead.
Fire rescue. Tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in his case and we were playing, like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So I fell asleep and I woke up and he was dead in the suitcase. So I don't know what happened.
Could you imagine the dispatcher getting this call? My boyfriend and I were playing a hide and seek last night, and I put him in a suitcase and I fell asleep, and well, he's dead. So can you come get him out of my way, because I gotta get a bite of the dog that bit me last night, if you know what I mean. Nothing cures a hangover like more booze, and she's getting extra annoyed with these people.
Okay, is he hanging from somewhere or what, ma'am?
No, I pulled him out of the suitcase.
He was in a suitcase?
Yes, and I fell asleep.
Right, is he breathing?
No.
I need you to get him on the floor, flat on his back for me, okay?
I did. I tried giving him CPR.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
purple.
Okay, listen to me. Lay him flat on his... Okay, ma'am, listen to me. I want you to lay him flat on his back for me on the floor.
I did.
Okay,
He's stiff and purple.
Okay, man, that's fine. We're still going to do compressions on him, okay? Place the heel of your hand on his breastbone, right in the center of the chest.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
If I look at him, you can tell.
Okay. And
Please. Okay, he just gurgled.
Did anybody hear a gurgle? East Texas chick said, don't forget, not malicious. Listen to this scream. Listen to this scream.
put your other hand on top of that hand.
If I look at him, you can tell.
Okay. And
She's like, he's dead, I can tell. Listen to this scream. This is like Meryl Streep in Silkwood.
on top of that hand.
If I look at him, you can tell.
Okay. And
Please. Okay, he just gurgled.
okay, listen to me. Place the heel of your hand right between his chest, right between his breastbones.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Yes,
we want to pump his chest to me hard and fast, twice per second. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Woo! That scream. What to do? Ah! Listen to her. Ah! He gurgled. I told you he was dead. Ah! I didn't hear any gurgling. I can hear everything else in the background going on, but I don't hear any gurgling. By the way, Mermaid, somehow you got accidentally hidden. It shows Angel unhid you, but let me go look to make sure. Give me just a second, everybody. It's a live show, and sometimes these things happen. Just like putting your boyfriend in a suitcase and going to sleep. You know what I mean? You just never know. You just never know. But that scream kills me. Ah! Ah! My God. Hang on. For some reason, it's not letting me look at my settings. I don't know what the hell's going on around here. Mermaid, can you try to type a comment? Tiffany said this can't be real life. I wouldn't think so. Princess Megan said sounds like a bird crow. Ah! Okay, Mermaid's back. Mermaid's back. Like I said, it's a live show. You never know what's going to happen. You never know. Like you wake up in the morning, you had gone to sleep the night before after puzzles, painting, and a bottle of Chardonnay. And next thing you know, you forgot your man's in a suitcase. See, shit happens. Shit happens. All right, so now we get to Sarah. And I'm glad we're going through this because we're going to be covering the trial next month. Everybody pack a lunch. Pack a lunch and get ready. Because I'm telling you something right now. When our girl Sarah, when the Boone's Farm Barbie takes the stand, I'm not going to be able to contain myself. Everybody, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. I'm going to lose it. I am going to lose it. We're probably going to watch it 5 million times because when they bring up the scratches down his back, oh, I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. All right, this is when the officers show up. I'm not playing the whole thing because we went through it on another show, but you're going to get the gist.
So you've had a second to kind of collect yourself. Tell it to me again. You guys were playing last night, drinking a bottle of wine,
Putting puzzles together, doing artwork.
doing puzzles, artwork. Okay.
Had a bottle of wine, and then decided to play hide and seek. So he
What
gets,
time was that? Do you remember?
I mean, I know that I was in bed probably by like what, 12:30.
Okay.
Well, I went upstairs at least, and I fell asleep,
Okay.
forgetting that he was
So
in
you
the
guys
suitcase.
were playing the hide and go
Yes.
seek, and at some point you put him in the suitcase?
No, he got in the suitcase. So
Okay.
he thought it would be funny to be put in the suitcase. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to joke with you and I'll zip you up and make him, squirm a little bit, whatever it is. But then I fell asleep.
Look at her. Hand on the head. But then I fell asleep. He thought it would be funny to get into the suitcase. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Then she puts her hand to her head as if she forgot to pick up bread at the grocery store and now has to go make a second trip. And she was, but I fell asleep. Woo! Woo! The wine is on me for this trial.
I fell asleep.
Where was the suitcase?
Right
When
where
he got
it
in
is.
it? Right down there?
Yes.
You zipped him in there?
Yes.
Thought it would be funny, a little
It
joke.
was. We both were laughing about it. And
Okay.
then I fell asleep
Where did you fall asleep at?
upstairs.
In your bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Totally forgetting that he was in the suitcase still.
Okay. And then you came back downstairs
This morning or this
around
afternoon, yes, when I got
ballpark,
up.
what time?
12:30-ish. I was awake, but I totally forgot that he was in the suitcase. He can tell you there's a lot of things that we have been going through. Jobs,
Yeah, he did tell me. some
life,
domestic
all that
stuff.
good stuff. So
Jobs, life, all that good stuff. I was awake, but I forgot he was in the suitcase. Well, we know that she knew he was in the suitcase because she was recording it, taunting him. Of course, she at this point doesn't remember that because that one bottle of Chardonnay really threw her for a loop. My favorite part is where she says he thought it would be funny. And our sexy seductress, Boone's Farm Barbie, that put scratches down men's backs, said, wanted to make him squirm. Make him squirm.
I just totally
So you
forgot.
began to do CPR on him?
Yes. Yes.
About
And he
what time
gurgled,
this morning
like he
did you
gurgled.
start doing that CPR?
No, it was the afternoon. It was afternoon
The
because
afternoon?
I was awake. But then I finally decided to come downstairs at like 12 30-ish, whatever it is. And I was like, I forgot he was in the suitcase, and he wasn't moving. Nothing was happening. So I unzipped it, took him out, and started doing CPR on him.
Mhm.
He was on his way over here. I called you when he got here.
Once he got here, you called us.
Yes.
Okay.
And like air was coming out, and he was gurgling, but
Mhm.
I could just tell by looking at him.
But you knew how to do CPR. You were doing that on your own?
Yes.
Okay.
And then
All
the
right.
person that was on the phone with me also, I counted with him doing.
And he's got no medical. He doesn't take any medication.
I don't know. Like, I don't know medical wise. Like, what I know, he doesn't take any medications whatsoever.
Okay.
The only thing, like I said, I don't know if alcohol had something to do with it, but we had a bottle of wine.
Okay. All right. Here's. I want you to sit back down because I don't want
Can
you.
I have one more sip of water,
Yeah.
please?
Go.
29 residential audible 13023 Island Bay Drive.
I'll do what I can to get.
Look at that. Now, let me turn off the closed captions so you can get a drink of this. That head sticking up from the side of the apartment complex, that is our hero, Sarah, with her mouth to the spigot, sucking on the county water from the side of the apartment building. Look at that. Look at that. Can I get one more drink of water? She said. That lady's like, yeah, sure. Look at that. Woo! Here she comes. You talk about grace. You talk about class. This is how you do it, ladies.
Get you a cup because I don't want you to have to keep doing that.
Let me get you a cup because I don't want you to keep doing that. And that sticker bush up in her crotch. She got a sticker bush in her crotch and she's bent over in half like she's been in a suitcase, sucking on the side of the apartment building. Look at that, the way she wipes off her mouth. Check it. I need to do this in slow motion.
03 Island Bay Drive.
I'll do what I can to get you a cup because I don't want you to have to keep doing that.
Woo!
Motor unit on the channel. The cups are like right there.
Okay.
Look at her. You stupid police officer. The cups are right there. Woo! Jinx says I want to be just like her when I grow up. That's what I'm talking about.
Sit right here. Don't talk to the ex-husband right
Oh,
now.
I won't.
Okay?
I won't. Can I have a cigarette, please?
Ma'am, I can't take anything out of the house.
It's on the back porch.
Nope. All of it. It's secure, okay? I'll try my best to get you what you need, okay? Maybe one of these deputies has a pack from someone, sit down and I'll try and get you what you need, okay?
Just cut, please.
Okay. I don't want you on your feet. Yeah.
Where's the place to talk about?
Want to talk over here?
This is where they're talking amongst themselves and they mute it. I would love to hear this conversation because this is a WTF moment. I don't know what part of this day would have dropped my jaw the most. Watching her straddle the sticker bush to put her mouth on the spigot on the side of the apartment building, the whole suitcase story, puzzles, painting, and a bottle of wine, the ex-husband being there before the police. I really don't know. Imagine the stench of the fermented alcohol coming through her pores as she's standing in the Florida heat talking to the authorities. And then, as if she's entitled, just go on the back porch and get me a cigarette.
After we got divorced.
It's still Boone. Okay.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
your first name?
Brian, Brian.
Brian. And your date of birth?
52775.
And your child is in school right now. He's not here with you.
No. He's
okay.
in school.
He's in school. How old is he?
This will be a fun one. He's 9. He's third grade.
I can't even start with how you would explain something like this. Okay. Sixth grade, you said?
Third grade.
Third grade.
9.
Third grade. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So sit tight for us. I'm sorry it's so hot. Maybe the middle of that would be a good spot to stand. So we'll take it from there. I'll keep you updated.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
I couldn't keep a straight face writing this report. I'm telling you guys, I give props to this officer. No way.
Want to do this now? Did we get that dog by any chance?
He's sleeping under the.
Oh, poor thing. So your backyard's not fenced, okay? Because we put him in the backyard, and I guess he knew to.
Sorry?
Your dog. We thought the backyard was fenced.
The dogs are outside.
No. We have them contained.
One's deaf and one's blind.
Okay.
Oh, God. You let my dogs outside? No, we have them contained. One is deaf and one is blind. It can't get any worse. It can't get any worse in Sarah's world. The nerve of these officers. Holy hell.
That's why I was making sure they were under the table.
Nope, that's yours. So we just wait for get the instructions on what to do next. You got some water, good. Okay.
Can I please just have a cigarette? They're on the back porch.
Not right now. We can't have you go and get anything. Why don't you sit in the shade? You're okay right there? Or maybe a little closer here where the shade is?
You still on?
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're getting our butts handed to us.
Oh no, you're in 24 right now. What in the world?
I'm like, nobody's going up there.
I heard silence. I said 220. I was leaving Econ in 50. Just gonna go get me a sub. And then I said, well, I need to go to that.
243 Delta, can I check? Am I able? Someone asked, and then you said, wait a minute. My ex-husband trying to have a cigarette.
We can't let you guys communicate right now.
I know, so I was asking. Ask for one.
You want me to get a cigarette from him and bring it to you?
That's okay.
I could probably do that.
Ask for a lighter. Thank you.
No problem.
I was gonna have him arrange childcare.
Okay, good. For the child in school up the street. Okay.
Is my name on there yet?
No, sir, it's not. I need to get her on there too, and him.
Yes.
So they're en route already, probably.
Did anybody call?
No, you want me to call?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were calling. All right, let me get homicide. All right.
Now, this is when it's getting real. They said, let me get homicide. Our girl Sarah didn't seem to pick up on that very important note.
Hold on, I'm still on. Let me.
Okay.
So she's sitting on the sidewalk like she's having a picnic at a preschool, sitting there Indian style, just staring into the parking lot like an idiot, still waiting on a cigarette. I'm waiting for round 2 at the spigot because it's great. Nothing's better than her straddling that sticker bush. But she missed something very important. I've got to get homicide. Not just gonna call the coroner. I gotta get homicide over here. Angie Baby said, lock her up. Elaine said she's meditating. Hello, Dynamite. He's in a pod said yes. Boone's Farm Barbie didn't pick up on this when she was making straight A's in middle school. Homicide detectives do not.
It's natural. You're nervous. You have your anxiety. You're scared, right? It's okay. You don't have to.
I don't know how to. I'm just waiting for whoever. So
I could tell you this. I'm gonna be here just as long as you are, including my. It'll be a while. I'm welcoming this breeze right now. It's kind of warm. All right. So just bear with us.
I know.
All right.
If you could like give me whatever updates or anything that you know of, that's just how I work. So I know like kind of what.
Well, let me look at my computer. See. We already got a detective on his way. He's on the screen. Okay. No, ella quiere lavarse las manos con. Honey, that's my corporal. Let me pick it up.
Okay, the detectives are there. We recognize the one detective because when they interrogated her, he had on a magenta shirt. And she flipped out and said they had tricked her. Well, as she's sitting there, crisscross applesauce on the sidewalk, she hasn't put two and two together. Homicide detectives do not go to accidents. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Now let's approach Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. Did you get enough water? No, if you want to stay seated, don't. I don't want you getting lightheaded. So remember I said the detectives were going to come out and talk to you and go from there. You know what I'm saying? They're here. They're going to ask you a few questions and then go from there, okay? All right.
All right, Sarah. My name's Chelsea. My partner, Scott. To my understanding, you reside here? Okay. Is it just you?
And George.
Okay.
And I have a 9-year-old. It's 50-50 with Brian, my former husband.
Your former husband. Okay. But you reside here with George, and then your son lives with you, or it's 50-50?
Yeah.
Okay. So from what
Rodriguez
has told me, she explained last night that you guys were drinking a bottle of wine, and around midnight, you decided you guys.
12:30ish, yeah.
Okay. You guys decided to play hide and seek.
Well, we were playing hide and seek, and then
Was your son home at the time, or
No.
okay?
No, with my
Ex.
with Brian.
Okay.
Decided to play. We're just stupid like that. Like,
Sure.
we were putting puzzles together. We were doing artwork. You can see the puzzle that we finished in there, and then the artwork, and then decided to play hide and seek, just being stupid.
Okay.
So he decided to get in the suitcase. So I thought it would be funny to, and he was laughing about it too, to dip him up in there. I go upstairs and fell asleep. So this morning or this afternoon when I actually got up out of the bed, I thought for sure he was downstairs on the laptop because he was being really quiet. But then I came downstairs and I'm like, where is he? Like, and then that's when I found him.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Okay. And then you weren't sure about if you woke up this morning
It was afternoon. I mean, I was
or
awake,
this afternoon.
but I just didn't want to come downstairs. So I
Okay.
just laid in the bed for a little while. And then I eventually came downstairs and was confused about where he was. And then I was like, oh my God, he's in the suitcase still. So I pulled him out and I stretched him out and I started to try to do CPR on him. I called you guys. Well, I called Brian.
Okay.
And then as soon as he got here, which is 30 seconds down the road, I called you guys.
Okay.
And the person on the phone had me do the concussions continually still and count with him until you guys shut up.
Okay. And so as a part of our investigation, we obviously have to go inside the house. We have to look at things. Are you okay with us
Yes.
going in the house and looking at things?
Yes.
Okay. And forensics, so we have to have our forensics crime scene investigators come out. Are you also okay with them coming inside,
Do
taking
whatever you need to
photographs
do.
and
Whatever
okay.
you need to do.
All right. This is the point where Boone's Farm Barbie should have not said another word. She should have gotten an attorney. She has 2 homicide detectives in front of her, and they just said something real important that our straight A genius Boone's Farm Barbie missed. We have to call our crime scene investigators to come and do forensics. Is it okay if we go inside? Sure, do whatever you need to do. Just get me a cigarette and a Dr. Pepper when you're in there. Sure, do whatever you need to do. This is where she should have not said another word. See, they don't have to get a warrant. They don't have to, because she's letting them do it. It sounds like I'm sympathizing with Sarah. I'm saying out of all the cases we've had, this is the one where this person should have not said a word. But I'm still here for it. Straight A Sarah.
Okay.
Can I ask, is Brian, I'm sorry, George, was he diagnosed with any kind of medical history?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I don't know. I mean, he doesn't take drugs. I mean, we'll have the occasional bottle of wine here and there, but I don't know. Like,
That was going to be my next question. So you guys don't normally drink? You just drink once in a while, or?
well, I'm gonna say like, okay, I guess normal drinking is like we will have like a glass of wine or two, like while we're cooking dinner. Sure. Something here, and we'll play a board game with him. I mean, little games are in there. But I mean, it's not like
A couple of beers a day?
well, but I don't understand though. Like for the little bit that we had, like not had anything to do with it. Like I don't know if he had a heart attack or a stroke or an aneurysm or what happened to him. I don't know.
So were you guys together all day yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. Here?
Yes.
Like neither of you left the apartment yesterday?
I think he drove up to the convenience store to get cigarettes.
Okay.
But I mean, you can walk there.
Does he have any history of using any drugs? I know he doesn't now, because you said he doesn't, but
I don't know.
as far as you've ever known him, you've never seen him?
No. I mean, he's from Philadelphia, and he grew up in Philadelphia, and then he went to Massachusetts, and then from Massachusetts he came down here. So I don't really know like a whole lot of like medical history or anything.
How long
like
have you guys been together?
Almost 4 years, like 3.5 years.
You guys been living here the whole time?
Yes.
Okay. He's never been to the doctor or to the hospital during that time?
He and his brother got into a really bad argument at one point, and he had to have facial reconstruction. But he has been in the hospital from that, and then I talked him into going to see like a regular physician so he could get just like a regular like checkup thing.
Yeah.
But there were no red flags.
How long ago was that?
The surgery or
Yeah,
the doctor?
both.
The surgery I think was at this point what, 2 years maybe, 2.5 years. The checkup was probably a good 2 years too.
Okay. If you notice, nobody read her rights because she's voluntarily speaking. Now, as you remember from the last show, when they brought her in for interrogation, they read her rights. And without an attorney, she just continued telling this insane story. The truth is, no way could she have put him in that suitcase herself. He had to have helped out. I mean, I want to hear all of it. I can't wait for what forensics came up with.
And the suitcase is still in there?
Yep. Is it normally stored down there? Did you guys travel recently?
No, he was going to start putting some of the, what do you call it, donation in there. So that's why,
That's why it's out?
yes.
Okay. You guys didn't recently travel somewhere or anything like that?
After you zipped them up, did you move the bag around and mess with them at all, or you just zipped it up and walked away
I
laughing?
both were laughing about it, but I went upstairs and I fell asleep.
Okay. But what position was he in when you put him when he went in? Was he sitting on his rear end and his head up, and he just kind of bent over?
Okay, so like this is the suitcase.
Okay, before we get to that, when she explains the position of the suitcase, and yes, we're going to get to her letters. We started the show with some letters. We're going to end the show with her letters. But now we're getting back to entitled Sarah when she goes, "What do you guys want me to do about it?" Dang, Sarah.
Like this was his head, and then his knees right here, and his feet were down.
So he was laying on his side.
Yes. Yes.
You just closed the flap and zipped it around.
Yes.
Him. Okay.
I believe we were playing.
Understandably. Okay.
So he said that I needed to tell you guys about his family. Like, who do I talk to about that?
We're gonna do that once we walk through and see. Yeah, we're
not going anywhere. We're gonna be here
I'm just telling you, like,
Yeah, this is gonna be a
I'm
while.
afraid for my life. I want you to know that. I am
Why
afraid
is that?
for my life. His family have never liked me. I'm the blue-eyed white devil, is what they call me. So they.
Now, this is where the plot thickens. As if everybody on the force wished that today they had used a sick day. They're neck deep in it now. I mean, hell fire, they're in it. They're in it. We have heard puzzles, painting, one bottle of wine, suitcase. Woo! Called the ex-husband. I did CPR and he gurgled. Now she's in fear for her life. She's the white devil. It can't get any worse.
Never liked me. They've never taken me in. They've never accepted me. I'll put it that way.
Have you called any of them?
We talked to his daughters yesterday.
No, I mean like about this. Does
No.
anyone know? Okay.
That's
So
why
no one's gonna know until we will be making that notification. So
they're gonna
it's
kill me.
okay.
Do
Well,
they live local?
Yes, they're down the road. They're going to kill me. His kids are going to kill me in Philadelphia. They're going to kill me. This was not intentional.
okay.
And they're not going to understand that. They're not going to accept it.
We're gonna do a thorough investigation, and we will
scared.
we will definitely make sure that you don't feel scared when we leave here. Okay.
And
When we
my
leave.
9-year-old.
Well, he's at school. He's with your husband.
I know. Well,
Ex-husband.
Your husband said that, or your ex-husband said he made arrangements for your 9-year-old to be picked up.
Oh, okay, Mom. Probably. Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna go inside if that's okay.
Yes, please. But you guys just keep me posted.
Of
So
course.
I know what's going on.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I love when suspects think that the police are their friends. And you know, I back the blue, but they're like, we're going to go inside now if that's okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Just keep me updated so I know what's going on. Oh, you're going to get updated, girlfriend, because you're going to jail. Woo. Not intentional. Not intentional. And I even forgot about the dogs. You let my dogs out? One is blind and one is deaf.
All you have to do is get their attention if you have a question or you need to talk to us. He's standing right there. She'll be right here.
Yeah. Okay, but will you guys tell me? Like, so you're telling me like you won't call whoever it is without telling me, right?
No.
I mean, I have all their phone
And we're
numbers if
not
you need
calling.
them.
We're not making phone calls. We're actually going to speak to them in person.
Yeah.
We
That'll be
are.
later
They're
on.
going to. Okay.
It'll
You'll
be
know
later.
prior to us making any
I'm
contact.
not gonna be here.
Okay.
They're going to kill me.
Okay.
We'll address all of that, okay, before we leave. Okay?
This was
Okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Just stay seated, okay, Sarah? I know you're panicking, okay? Just relax. We'll come and talk to you. We'll keep checking on you.
Now, these homicide detectives who are calling the crime lab to come do forensics on her apartment, and she gave them all permission, have muted. Oh, she got up. You don't give Sarah any rules. Look at her wandering around like she's at the zoo. Damn it, Sarah. They told you to sit there. Look at her. About to break through the crime scene tape. Sit your ass down, Sarah. Come on, Sarah. They said, we need you to sit right there. Next thing you know, who's photobombing the body cam? There's Sarah. She never lets us down.
They're coming out now. I'll get you somebody, okay? She wants to say something. She wants to talk. I'm on. Yeah.
Well, we're
don't
here,
know
so
anything though, like why or how.
So we will not know the answer to that because we're not doctors. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna go to the medical examiner's office and he'll have what's called an autopsy. Yeah. That'll be first thing tomorrow morning. I'll know a lot, hopefully a lot more tomorrow morning as far as him. But I cannot. There's no way I could say how, why.
So just by looking at him, like, why is he purple?
Oh, that's normal when someone passes away. Lividity, turn.
as soon as the heart stops beating, the blood starts to settle to the lowest points of the body, and then it becomes very pronounced. So that's just called a public vision. What happens to everyone.
I'm like really scared. I want you guys to know that.
Look around. You have all these deputies here, so while we're here, nothing's going to happen to you. Before we go and make any notifications, you'll have plenty of time to leave or do what you need to do. Whatever you need to do. Okay? And we can talk about that more in length. But yeah, it's not going to be a surprise.
Real quick, and then, but like, I don't like this was totally like not intentional. Like, that's what I'm scared about too. Like,
Oh, and that's the word of the day. Like we're playing Pee-wee's Playhouse. This is the third or fourth show we've done about Sarah. And I think we had a game on one of the shows where we're like, take a drink every time she says, this is totally not intentional. This is totally not intentional. Well, she's trying to hone in her message out there on the sidewalk after she told him, oh, do whatever you need to do. Just keep me updated. And then she calls him out of the apartment to stand there and tell him it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional. Never lets us down.
We'll have all the answers. We'll have a lot more answers tomorrow after medical examiner looks at it. Like she said, what you're seeing here is common. This is us coming out to the scene. Yeah, his age, no real medical history that we know of. For him to have passed away, we come out.
I know.
Yeah. We come out and do an investigation. Medical examiner's office, we sending people out. This is what we do. If he was 75 years old and had a history of heart condition, we wouldn't be here.
I don't know what I don't know what it is.
Exactly, and that's what we're here to find out. We're just here to get the answers. The answers that you want, the answers that his family's gonna want.
I just really want to see my son. Like, I really need to see my son. I mean, I know I can't go anywhere, but
right.
So do I just like sit out here and wait for you guys?
If you would, yes. Please.
Is anybody else having to show up, or everybody's here that needs to be here?
My team's here
Yeah.
that needs to be here. The medical examiners will show up when we call them, but we're not ready for them yet. So they're gonna take him. They're gonna take some photos, take him, but that's towards the end of it. And they'll be called well in advance when we're ready for them. But we're not ready for them at this point, so we won't be calling them quite yet. Okay. So like I said, I gotta go do some paperwork.
I know.
They're gonna chat, listen to people, and then we're gonna come back and talk to you if you're okay with that.
Yes, please.
So just give us a little bit more time. Like I said, I need to go and do that, and he's gonna go do what he needs to do.
But do you guys tell his family like today or after
Yes,
tomorrow?
We have to. It's the
By
law.
law, we have to go to make contact with the family.
Yeah.
They have to be notified.
Once our investigation is pretty much complete here, once we leave here, we will be going to.
But again, you'll know. I'm not gonna just go and do it without you knowing. You'll know. We'll talk to you prior to doing anything like that.
But how? I mean, I understand what you guys and how you do it, and you know. So, but like, what do you just tell him? What do you tell his parents? Like, what's the
When he
reason?
passed away.
We tell them what we know at that point.
Yeah.
We tell them the truth.
And that we're gonna be waiting for the autopsy results, and I will be at the autopsy in the morning, and hopefully the doctor will be able to give me some of what they think and see.
We'll give them their number. They can contact them, get it from them.
But yeah, they're gonna know what we're here, what we're investigating, and that
They're gonna think I killed him.
Why would they?
They always have said that. They've always have said that.
What have they
I
said?
told you it's because I'm the blue-eyed white dragon. That's what they call me. Because they don't want him with me.
Okay, now she's the blue-eyed white dragon. Okay? Brawless Boone's Farm Barbie is also known as the blue-eyed white dragon. They always knew I was going to kill him. Imagine the look on their faces when they say, when the detectives show up and say, well, he was in a suitcase. They'd been putting together some puzzles, had some painting going on, and one bottle of wine, and he was in a suitcase. Woo!
So he's basically just not really been around his family because he chooses me over them. Even after I've encouraged him numerous times to go over there and see his family. They've never accepted me, and I have always been really unforgiving, I'll say that, where they've never accepted me, and everybody has known that I'm going to kick my ass, so especially his sister. He had to pull her off me one time.
Do you have somewhere safe that you can go tonight?
Both my parents are deceased, my grandparents are deceased, and my aunt and uncle are deceased. I got nobody. I have a brother that's in the Marines, and I've got another one that's in jail.
Unless the brother that's Marines is he local?
No. Well, he's in Altamont, but I think he's doing whatever Marine thing he's doing. But the only way...
Your phone's inside, correct?
Yes.
Does he have a phone?
No.
He doesn't have a phone.
He used my phone.
He uses your phone.
Yeah, we
Okay,
did it
share a
together.
phone.
So the only place I could go is over to Brian's house. So I don't think I'll have a problem with it.
Okay.
So,
well, like I said, we're not going to leave here. If you do not feel safe, you're not going to leave here with you not feeling safe, because then we're liable.
and then his ex-wife in Philadelphia,
Well, she's in Philadelphia, but yes.
there's gonna be a funeral.
Right. That you're talking like days and weeks.
No,
Oh, man. The matriarch of the family listened to her. I've got to plan a funeral. They're like, we're talking days out. I've been encouraging him to go see his family. Such a peacemaker. Such a peacemaker she is. I've been encouraging him to go see his family. Yes. Few people are confused about the title. It says Sarah Boone wants to thank her supporters. That was put in jest. If I need to change it, let me know. We're not supporting Sarah here. This was her pen to paper saying, shout out to my supporters, she said. So not only is she the peacemaker, I've been telling him to go see his family. Now listen to her. I've been telling him to go see his family. She told him to get into a suitcase too. He did that, but he won't go see his family. I got to go plan a funeral. So if you guys could wrap this up, I got a lot going on. Got to pick out a dress, go find some antique pearls, find a bra or some tube socks. I don't know.
And I'm talking right here, right now. So let me do my investigation. Let me go do this paperwork that I'm talking about, because we can go back and forth about what ifs like all day long.
I know.
I
Sorry.
promise we're not gonna leave here for you and you not feel safe. Okay? I promise.
What's going on?
Please. Okay. Is this? I don't even know what to tell you.
It's okay. Just take a seat, have some water, give us a few minutes, let us do our thing, and we'll be back to talk to you, I promise, okay?
Like you said, we just let them know.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Martina,
Yeah.
go ahead and type.
Okay.
Sit down and type and keep like eyes on. Do you have anyone in here?
There's nobody here, just me.
Okay, that's fine. You're right there, right?
Yeah.
Sit there and type. You're fine. I have relief coming, so just give type.
Never be shy about using those sick days, personal time off days, because days like that, I guarantee everybody went home with a headache. All right? That one officer that had to watch her straddle that rose bush, then scratch at herself as she bent in half to get some water was crazy. Well, with all of this going on, and like I said, we're doing some recap and then we're going to get to the letters because they're on fire, man. They're on fire. So, with all of this going on, one thing Spigot Sarah forgot is that she filmed the whole thing. She filmed it all. And while she's giving the cops permission to do whatever the hell they want to do, she doesn't lawyer up. She doesn't do anything. She said it's not intentional. They discover this. Now, this is a trigger warning. This is disturbing to watch. So I'm just letting everybody know now. I'm sure most of you have seen it. For those of you that haven't, just be prepared because it is disturbing, okay? What you're seeing on the screen is her boyfriend in the suitcase. She's sitting across the room filming it. Here you go.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah threw out an F-bomb. F you. Now, they're going to play this for the jury, and they're going to say at any time she wanted, she could have gotten up and gone and unzipped that suitcase. P said suitcase in one spot, no shoe. Mermaid said she's so drunk.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it up.
What the hell? That's my name. Don't wear it out. That's my name. Don't wear it out. This video is going to get her no sympathy. None. This is so wrong on so many levels.
Sarah. I can't fucking breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah. Sarah. Sarah.
Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
Real or ransom. Might want to get video for it extra. Because I got this.
Sarah.
God, listen to her. Listen to her. She's like, we had one bottle of wine. We had one bottle of wine. Listen to her. It sounds like she had a whole truck of wine. I'm talking she's slurring. Listen to it again.
Real or ransom. Might want to get video for it extra. Because I got this.
Sarah.
Real or ransom.
Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
Oh. That's what I feel like when you chewing on me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Fucking breathe, Sarah.
Yeah. You should probably shut the fuck up.
Sarah.
Shh.
Then she starts shushing him. You should probably STFU. STFU. This is not going to help her at all. So like I said, she's outside sucking down the county water, talking about blind and deaf dogs, wanting to plan a funeral, but she forgets that the white dragon herself with blue eyes filmed the whole thing.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Sarah. I can't fucking breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah. 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 Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
Real or ransom. Might want to get video for it extra. Because I got this.
Sarah.
Real or ransom.
Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
Oh. That's what I feel
Sarah.
like when you chewing on me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Fucking breathe, Sarah.
Yeah. You should probably shut the fuck up.
Sarah.
Shh.
That is straight up medieval. That's beyond crazy. You should probably STFU. He's clearly saying, I can't breathe. That's your problem. Sarah, Sarah, Sarah. That's my name. That's my name. Don't wear it out. That's crazy. That is beyond drunk. Now, I don't think she planned it. I think she was just that far in the bag. Let's get to girlfriend's letters real quick. Because, wow. She is saying that there is a witch hunt Now, we just saw the video, correct? That she took. She took that video, and that video gives me anxiety, big time anxiety. Because, like Christina said, I want to jump through the screen and just unzip the damn thing and throw old girl in the shower and make a pot of coffee. That's how that video makes me feel.
We're getting a closer look inside the mind of Sarah Boone, the woman accused of murdering her boyfriend by.
Okay, the opening to this clip, we're getting a look inside the mind of Sarah Boone. I'm going to let everybody marinate on that for a second. I wouldn't have been able to say that with a straight face.
Zipping him up into a suitcase. In another series of handwritten letters sent from jail, Boone calls out her defense attorney, arguing she hasn't heard from him in months as her case inches closer to trial. She also sends a message to the presiding judge saying, quote, "My case has turned into an unnecessary witch hunt," and later asks, quote, "What's your cut?"
For everything you've done to me.
An unnecessary witch hunt. And she asked the judge, "What's your cut?" Woo! What's your cut? She took the video. She had to help stuff him in that suitcase. She zipped it up. Unnecessary witch hunt.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it up.
Florida prosecutors say the 44-year-old murdered her boyfriend, 42-year-old Jorge Torres Jr., in February 2020 by putting him in a suitcase and leaving him there to die. At the time, Boone told investigators she and Torres had been drinking and playing a game of hide and seek. After that, Boone says she went to sleep and woke up hours later when her phone rang. That's when she says she found Torres unresponsive. Officials say Torres was zipped inside the suitcase for hours. Shocking cell phone video was later released showing Boone speaking to Torres while he was inside that suitcase. As Law and Crime Network previously reported, Boone sent multiple handwritten letters to her court-appointed defense attorney, Frank Binkowitz, asking for a clearer path of communication. In a story Law and Crime Network posted in March, Boone wrote, quote, "I've exhausted my resources and am again just sitting here waiting for you to contact me in whatever way you are able and as soon as possible, please." At the time, we noted the letter was seemingly missing a sentence or possibly even pages. In one of Boone's most recent letters, dated April 6th, she seemingly references the missing pages and a report, writing in part, quote, "The enclosed letter I sent, 3/22/23, was scanned incorrectly on the clerk's website."
How dare they? How dare they? To whom it may concern, the enclosed letter I sent, 3/22/23, was scanned incorrectly on the clerk's website. Only the first and third page. So I am resending with nothing on the backs to avoid confusion and were missed previously. I also received a copy of my copied letter today with only the same 2 pages included. Are my letters even being read? I wrote 4, but only 2 were copied, uploaded, and mailed. Clerical error? Woo! They don't know what they're dealing with. She's a real legal eagle.
Only the first and third page, so I am resending with nothing on the backs to avoid confusion and were missed previously. Thank you for reading my entire letter and uploading correctly for all the world to read. Also critique and judge wrongly and incorrectly as usual. Ignorant.
Thank you for reading my entire letter and uploading correctly for all the world to read. The whole world. All the world to read. Also critique and judge wrongly and incorrectly as usual. Ignorance is bliss, she says. Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss. Boone goes on to write, quote, I wonder what platform of popularity I will be featured on next, and how much wasted time, effort, and thought will be put into mutating and grossly exaggerating my case information, racketeered to the World Wide Web. SMH, or shaking my head. She ends that portion of the letter saying, "Shout out to my supporters," with a heart drawn next to it.
Let's analyze this, shall we? Let's do a deep dive. Here we go. Sarah getting her way on Crime Lines and Lies. I wonder what platform of popularity I will be featured on next, and how much wasted time, effort, and thought will be put into mutating and grossly exaggerating my case information. Racketeered to the World Wide Web, shaking my head, run with it. Well, you're incredible, Boone's Farm Barbie. We basically have watched the body cam of you. We have watched the interrogation of you. We have watched the video that you made. I wonder too if I have a panel of letter readers dedicated to all the ones I've written. Enjoy. There's more to come. And then here you go. Hence the title of the show. Shout out to my supporters with a heart. That kind of looks like the way that heart is shaped, kind of looks like a braless Sarah.
She signs the letter, hopeful no matter what. In Boone's most recent letter, dated May 15th, she addresses both the case's judge, Wayne C. Wooten, and attorney Frank Bankowitz. She writes to Judge Wooten in part, quote, "My truth needs to be heard, and it is my right. Do not give me rights expecting me not to fully utilize them. I voted for the president and governor while here in jail, and stop violating what I've been trying to utilize or less the value of my capabilities and opportunities. I am not apologetic in any way for being an observant, hardworking, above average, non-stereotypical inmate. I can only imagine sadly how others not as outspoken as myself have been and are being mistreated, overlooked, and dehumanized." She writes in all caps, "Get it together."
Get it together. Get it together. Now, this judge, Judge Wayne C. Wooten, is no joke. He oversaw, still overseeing, I believe, the case of Argelio Pupo and Morgan Keene. Let me tell you what, he doesn't screw around. But now we have Boone's Farm Barbie in there trying to get brownie points because she voted while she was in jail. Woo!
She continues, quote, "When I've tried to voice my legitimate concerns to you in the courtroom 5 times total in 3.3 years, and in my letters to, quote, save it for my next attorney if told anything at all. Do tell, Your Honor, which attorney?" According to the letter, Boone's representation has switched 6 times for both irreconcilable differences between the attorney and client and conflicts of interest. In this portion of the letter, she writes out a list of statistics for Judge Wooten, pointing out court-appointed attorney Frank Bankowitz has answered 0 of her phone calls over more than 7,000 hours of representation. Boone later writes, quote, "Are you allowing/enabling my constitutional rights to be continuously violated?" Boone then writes out what she calls a history lesson for everyone, referencing amendments she feels are appropriate to highlight. She continues, quote, "Why are you allowing numerous case safety and protection elements to be breached, violated, manipulated? Why has a gag order never been implemented? My case has turned into an unnecessary witch hunt from the innumerable violations of my case details being leaked and racketeering illegally in exchange for website hits, viewer ratings, etc., in exchange for," and she writes 3 money symbols. "What is your cut, Your Honor?" It's not even about the suitcase anymore. My case is now a global event, with the video receiving over 3 million hits depending on the website, in turn making me realize that's over 3 million less unprejudiced, unbiased, non-discriminatory, fair jurors I will have access to on my case. How is that going to work? Now what?
Woo! She's breaking it down. She's breaking it down. She's breaking it down. And for those that are just coming in, on this channel, we discuss cases and everybody's opinion matters. Now, if somebody wants to be rude and nasty, we're not going to deal with that. But we all know what a bad day looks like. All right. 3 million views on her video. Ratings, money. Now she's worried about a jury. She's got a lot going on.
Boone then addresses Bankowitz, saying their last meeting was February 15th. She writes to Bankowitz in part, quote, "Please see from my perspective the botched, eye-rolling experience I'm going through still, and how I believe anyone would act or do if in my slides doing the same. What would you do? Do not fault me in trying to make the best, most successful outcome possible for myself in every aspect in the convoluted predicament I am in and have been in over the last 3.3 years. I would rather be called a narcissist, pain in the explicative, arrogant, strange, or whatever else anyone wants to waste their time to think of. Just don't call me a murderer, which I am not. No one knows me except for the ludicrous insanity that's been made up, mocked, edited, and spewed all over the internet. It's not me." Boone is due back in court on July 11th for a pretrial hearing. Right now, her case is expected to go to trial on July 24th. Reporting for Long Crime Network, I'm
Mic drop. Exactly, Nubian Max. Mic drop. She's schooling and ruling, spitting facts. Look at Sarah telling the judge where the cow eats the cabbage. That's how you do it, Sarah. And don't forget to put in there you voted for president and governor while you were in the jail, because that gets a lot of points. That gets a lot of points. And yes, you can vote up until you're convicted. Not my rules. Not my rules. Woo, she big mad. She big mad. P said, "Newsflash, Sarah. We watched your video. Yes, Sarah, that you took while you were tanked. All right, this has a little bit more about her letters.
Boone wrote to her case's judge about her representation. Boone argued her defense attorney did not communicate with her about a continuance in her case. More letters followed in October, November, and December of last year, with another being sent in January 2023. Throughout this time, Boone's representation has switched at least 4 times for both irreconcilable differences between the attorney and client and conflicts of interest. Boone's most recent letter, dated March 22, 2023, is addressed to her current defense attorney, Frank Banowitz. The letter reads in part, quote, "Mr. Banowitz, this is my 3rd letter trying to reach you over another almost 6-week period now. The same 2 phone numbers you've given me still do not work. The one number, your personal cell, goes to voicemail directly and doesn't even ring. I've had this number since you personally gave it to me back in July 2022 upon your appointment as my attorney by the court. Not working still 8 months later. The other number rings and rings and rings until it automatically disconnects me. Not working either. This is also the number you continuously tell me it just needs to be activated. Please activate. I even in my description to speak with you had an outside caller try to reach you on my behalf, who tried calling your office 3 times over the last almost 3 weeks, leaving a voicemail each time with no reply. We're both hoping you are able to reply to her email she sent today as another form of trying to communicate with you. I've exhausted my resources and am again just sitting here waiting for you to contact me in whatever way you are able, and as soon as possible, please. Time-sensitive matters are at hand, as I have made you aware of previously, verbally and in my letters. I know you have attempted to schedule the minimum 15-minute. At this point, there's a break in the letter. There may be a missing sentence or page. It picks back up by reading, quote, "My pretrial conference, I found out, is now on 3/31/23, which you said previously for whatever reason, I am unable to attend any of these conferences. How am I supposed to know what's going on and what you are reporting and what is being discussed between all other parties except me, the main component in my case, especially if we, in a still unestablished attorney-client relationship, are not in regular or proper communications with one another? Why can I not be in attendance and participate in my PTC, meaning pretrial conference? How else am I to be kept updated in real time and actual minutes during the conference if not there myself? I have no way of knowing anything if not updated by you, my attorney, and do not have a computer to use/view myself. Help me understand, please. How can Court TV, different news channels, and even professional YouTubers attend my PTC? Again, meaning pretrial conference. And I cannot. How? I'm sure one of the other parties can help me with updates since they will all be in attendance for me also, should you be unable to provide. Why can I not be included in my PTC for my case? I'm sure also everything from the conference collected from everyone else will be vomited all over the internet just like everything else had been non-permissively and can add even more dysfunction and ignorance to my prejudgment already made by the world in the great court of public opinion. I would like to be part of all this, seeing as it all pertains to me. Please, it is my right. So many questions, concerns piling and piling up from not being, and that's where the letter cuts off. On Friday, Boone's trial date was again pushed back from an April 10th start date to July 24th. Her status hearing was also delayed until July 11th. Right now, she's being held in the Orange County Jail without bond, where she's been for more than 3 years.
Oh, and she's a model prisoner. It's not every day you have someone roll into the county jail that's a straight A student and excels at everything. Welcome, new members. Thank you, Pat K, for gifting memberships just in time, too, because in a couple of hours, we're having a birthday party. That's right, our channel is now 2 years old. I was going to do it over the weekend, but we had crazy storms. So make sure you accept gifts. That way you can come to the members live. All right, well, she did get to have a hearing. I don't see any professional YouTubers there. She got, she loves the county water. Well, she got her a county jail haircut too. There's our gal Sarah sitting there in all her glory. Look at her. She's ready to rumble. Ready to rumble. Thank you, Angel P, for gifting a Crime Lines and Lies membership. Here we go. There she is. County water, county clothes, county haircut. She got it all. It's the kind of haircut my mom used to give me when I was in first grade.
All right, let's go ahead and call up Miss Boone's case.
State of Florida versus Sarah Boone, 2020 CF 2603. State of Florida.
Andy Cacciatore on behalf of the state.
Defense.
Frank Bankowitz.
Let's go ahead and swear Miss Boone in.
May you please raise your right hand to be sworn in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Morning.
She's got her cuffs on, county bracelets, county haircut, county clothes, county water. Got her county notebook because she's got her notes. She's ready to go.
Ma'am, tell me your name and your date of birth.
Sarah Boone, October 10th, 1977.
All right, we're here for pretrial conference today. Mr. Cacciatore, where do you stand in preparing to proceed forward to trial?
State's ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Bankwitz, where do you stand in regards to preparing
I'm
for
sorry,
trial?
the defense is not ready. We're requesting a continuance. We are having difficult time finding an expert who's willing to work for the JAC rates. And so I'm still, it's an essential part of the case, basically. It's never been initiated before by any of the prior attorneys that I'm aware of.
In broad terms, what's the nature, what's the field?
Spouse defense.
Okay.
Statutorily, we have to give the state notice, sufficient time, and
name of the expert and the essential elements that they'll be testifying to.
Mr. Cacciatore, what's your position in regard to the defense request for continuance?
I would have no objection to another role.
So, Mr. Bankwitz, how deeply have you plumbed the depths of the pool of experts in this field to find out or find one who's willing to work for the JAC rate?
Woo-hoo. Woo! We need a county expert. We need somebody that's going to work for the JAC rate. County haircut, county clothes, county Crocs, county water. Now we need a county expert. Dynamite said we need Dr. Lewis up in this piece. If Snazzy saw that, Snazzy would shit and fall back in it. Snazzy loved that Dr. Lewis testimony.
Well, I've actually talked to 3, and but they don't have contracts with JAC and are not willing to work with JAC. And I've made some other inroads with battered woman shelters, trying to get their psychologists, who'd be willing. Problem is willing to testify, basically.
Okay. Because of the concern about the compensation rate for testimony?
Well, that's one of the things. And to be honest with you, this case has had so much notoriety that people don't want to be involved.
Okay. So, Mr. Bankwitz, I'm certainly willing to give you additional time based on my understanding of the case. I understand why that would be a defense the defense would want to explore about potentially presenting. What I'm not sure about is whether the inability to find an expert forever delays the trial of the case.
I wouldn't expect it to be a forever delay, Judge. And you know me better than that.
Mr. Cacciatore, well, I just want to make sure everyone in the room understood that, I'll give reasonable amounts of time to prepare a defense. The defendant's entitled to an adequate defense, but they're not necessarily entitled to the exact defense they would prefer to have if resources were unlimited. So,
Woo! Sarah doesn't like that. They're not exactly entitled to the defense they would have if resources were unlimited. And her attorney's kind of like her. I like how he just threw that back at the judge. You know me better than that, pal. You know I wouldn't do that. Bro, my dude, you know me better than that.
So, Mr. Cacciatore, remind me, where are we as far as lining up your various homicide cases for trial? I know we have some things set to go to trial in the June trial period.
Yes, we have both Mr. Herlong and Mr. Sowell set for then. And then as far as this trial period, we have Mr. Hall and potentially Mr. Ofori as well. If I could ask of the defense, because I think it would make a difference in the timing of the continuance in this case. Does the defense intend to hire an expert to testify generally as to the precepts and the things that go along with battered spouse syndrome? Or do they intend to hire an expert that will evaluate Mrs. Boone and want to comment on her directly? And the reason I ask that is because I think the case law is clear that if it's the latter thing, then the state is entitled to have her sit down with our own expert to be evaluated as well. So that would obviously take more time if that is going to be the path they're going to go.
Mr. Bankwitz, are you in a position
Number two is definitely what we're looking at, Judge. Although number one would be incorporated in that as far as their general ability and their expertise in the area.
Would you agree that if in fact you retain an expert and they're going to opine specifically on Ms. Boone's state of mind at the time of the incident, that opens the door for the state to also
most
have an
definitely.
expert. All right.
Most definitely.
So here's what I am, and Mr. Castro, let me ask you this. Let's say that turns out not to be an issue. We're not going to have two experts. How long would it otherwise take you to present your case? Just rough idea.
I would say 3 days.
And other than this potential defense, Mr. Bankowitz, and is that including jury selection, Mr. Cacciatore?
No, I probably 3.5 days for jury selection.
All right. And Mr. Bankowitz, other than this potential defense, if we picked a jury in 1 day, the state presented their case in 2.5 days, how long do you anticipate a defense presentation would be at this point?
I'd say at least 3 days.
Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. I'll grant the continuance. I'm thinking continuing out to the July 11th pretrial, July 24th trial period.
How long is that trial period, Judge? I have a time certain death penalty case in Lake County starting the second week in August.
That's a 3-week trial period. So it'd be the week starting Monday, July 24th, Monday, July 31st, and then the last week of the trial period would be Monday, August 7th.
That's when I'm scheduled to start picking a jury in Lake County.
Well, let's do this. I want to set it for that date. That way you'll have a much better idea of what's actually happening on your death penalty case in Lake County. I understand that they're priority cases, but I also know that they're the cases where if a problem comes up, no matter what a judge has said before, they're likely to allow the case to move because they don't want to try it twice.
Just to advise the court, this case had to be continued at the last minute because of one of the attorney's wives basically had a stroke. And so it was the week before we were scheduled to start in that case. But Judge Davis up there, now that has, I won't say resolved itself, but is in a better position. Judge Davis has advised all of us that we're going, quote, come hell or high water.
See, I try not to say things like that because I feel like I'm just tempting
Well,
fate.
that's just Lake County, Judge. What do you expect?
Well, having never worked there, it means nothing to me. So I'll grant the change, July 11th pretrial, July 24th trial period. And let's go ahead and do this. While I'm giving July 11th as the date, let's go ahead and have the lawyers reach out to my judicial assistant and just like we did this time, schedule a status separate, unique date for pretrial so that I have, y'all have my undivided attention when we talk about the case. I don't have 97 other lawyers tapping their fingers, waiting to get to me.
Sounds good, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Ms. Boone, we return to the Orange County Jail pending further order of the court. And Mr. Bankwitz, you can electronically file the motion to continue.
Yes, sir, we will.
And the court minutes will say it's granted. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good day.
You too.
And there she is. Woo! Woo! She doesn't seem quite satisfied with that hearing, but she did manage to put on a smile because we know Sarah is all about impressions. Always look good for the camera, whether you are sucking from the spigot, straddling a rose bush, calling yourself a white dragon, whatever. I'm surprised she hasn't gained very much weight because it's nothing but county carbohydrates and constipation when you're in the pokey. It's not like they have a balanced diet. Boy, that judge had an excuse for everything, and so did the lawyer. Well, you know how that county is. Well, I'm trying to find an expert. So her defense is battered women syndrome. That is the defense. Now, I cannot wait to get the witness list because I want to find what expert they found to come up and say that she wouldn't let him out of that suitcase because of battered women's syndrome. I'm here for it, guys. I'm here for it. And I know you are too. We have some new people in here that came in to join us. Remember, we are live every morning at 9 a.m. Central. If you don't get a notification, set your own. 9 o'clock every morning. We have new members gifted by Pat K and Angel P. We have a members live coming up. Let's take a second. It's going to be kind of a hi and bye, if you know what I mean, and welcome all our new friends. Gonna be interesting. So is the members live that is coming up at 12:30 Central Time. We're going to be patting ourselves on the back because the channel is 2 years old. So I'll see you guys back here in a couple of hours. And yep, I'm going to answer the question now. Absolutely, we are going to be streaming Sarah's trial. I don't know how I'm going to make it through it, but I'm here for it. Norma said hello from North Korea. Well, hello from the United States. Glad you're here, Norma. All right, guys, thank you for being the absolute best chat, absolute best community on YouTube. This chat today was lit. It was lit. Thank you, Mama She, for the super sticker. Thank you, Tiffany, for the super sticker. Thank you, mods, for always keeping it real and keeping it cool. And I'll see you back here in a couple of hours. You're the absolute best.